It was supposed to be the next day, but it's actually almost a week later. We've had a lot of strong winds around here over the last week as such, and I haven't been able to get outside and do some more work on this spray booth. Anyway, what I've got to do now is set up a ventilation system, so I can extract the paint fumes from the spray booth, but also put fresh air in as well. Now, what I've come up with is a 2-fan system. Some people won't like it. Some people say there might be an explosion risk. I've spoken to my good mate who's a spray painter, and he said, look, in all his years of spray painting at his house and other places, he's never ever had a risk of explosion, and he uses something very similar. Well, not the fans, but he uses lighting, which would cause the same sort of issue. So he said, look, there's no real risk there at all. But anyway, I've got a big fire extinguisher there to have when we're painting, just in case. So what I'm going to do now is find out a way to put this fan system into the framework. Now, I'll show you what I've got. That's the actual fan there. Okay, and now that has to fit into that gap. Now, this one I made earlier. Excuse the wind noise, it's still quite windy here. I'll show you how. I'll show you how I did it. Have to excuse all the construction noise in the background. Of course, there's building a couple of houses. Okay, now, obviously this is where so I can zoom out a bit. No, wrong way. No, I can't. Okay, that's where the actual fan will be bolted into on the outside. And then the actual filtering material will sit in there, and that will close up. And as you can see, it's got a rubber seal all the way around there to try and get as much of the air going through the filters as much as possible. What I've done for a framework is just use PVC pipe and fittings. The actual pipe of the carport is 25mm, but the 25mm pipe fittings were too tight, they wouldn't fit on there, so I had to get the next one up, which is a 32mm, and then put a sleeve inside that so it wasn't too big and loose. So, gimbal's working crazy today. So as you can see, I've put a support up there to support the weight as well. And from the back, you can see I've put pipe work around the back for the timber to actually bolt onto. Now, the reason for the gap there is that's where the actual handle is for the fan, plus also the actual fan speed as well. So what I'll just do a little bit of a montage now of how I built this all. a bit of a cock up really. My battery went flat in the camera, so you didn't get to see me mount it all onto the actual framework. So basically what I've just done, you saw me putting on some of the actual PVC fittings. I've actually put the rest on, and I've now put it on the framework for the carport. So I'll show you that. Okay, now you have to excuse the wind noise. It's a little bit windy here today, and I've got some construction all around me because I've got a couple of houses being built. But basically this is it. As you can see there, it's got two side supports either side. It's got two top supports there just to hold it on there, give it a bit of support from the top. And I've got the fan. And this fan's actually mounted in backwards because this will actually be the extraction fan. Now, got speed control at the top. Look, it's only a cheap fan. It's only like a $20 fan. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but it's at least something. And I've got these wing nuts here, just so I can take it off when I'm not using it. So I won't leave this out overnight. I'll just take the fans off each time and put them back on each time I go to use it. Once again, I'm all sweaty. So something happens to me whenever I do any bit of work, I just get all hot and sweaty. So at least I know I'm doing some work. So that's it for now. There'll be part two to actually just finish off the actual spray booth. The spray booth is taking a lot longer than I was expecting, but I'm not surprised because everything else is for me as well. The good news is I'm only 4, 5, maybe 6 days away from actually painting the car now. So I've just got to finalise a paint colour and just touch up a couple of things on the panels, and then I'm ready to spray. What I'm doing at the moment is just spraying the underside of the actual guards with stone guard, some GPI stone guard, just to give it a bit of protection so no rocks come from underneath hitting it and breaking the actual paint into a star pattern and wrecking it. So doing that, and then I'll be full guns blazing with a spray gun. So until next time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, jump on the shop and get some merchandise, and don't forget to make comments and like the page as well. Appreciate that. Okay, until next time, when I'll be finishing off the spray booth, I'll sign out. Okay, see you later.